Hello people, I'm Vito, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! The Falsebound Kingdom with Robberlink.
Hey there!
Alright, so where we last left off, we defeated Weevil and forced him to join our team, and I took off some of his beloved pests, and gave
How dare you!
and gave him Dark King of the Abyss and Water Girl because they are apparently good late-game monsters, since we can't have Marthas use them. And it sounds like we're going after Rex Raptor.
Presumably.
Mm-hmm. So let's get to it. Once it loads.
Yep. Want me to do them?
I guess so, yeah.
Anyone that enters these lands must face me. Kaiba, aren't you the president of Kaiba Corporation? Well, duh.
No. Yes, I am. But I don't know you.
You would if I hadn't lost so early on at the Battle City tournament.
Hey, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Actually, I think that's coming soon.
Okay. I always wanted a chance to take you on. Whoever loses has to work for the other. Are you game?
Interesting. I accept your challenge. Alright. Simple enough.
Works for Kaiba.
Yeah. Oh god, that is a lot of bases. Okay then. Hold on, let me see. Was there anything special to this that I need to do? Like, monsters roaming or items I wanted to get? Okay, it says I just need to liberate someplace to get another monster. And there are two places that have stuff. I don't think I really need those two. Okay, so there's a place called Biscus. I want to look at its shop at least.
I glanced over the notes and I was confused. I thought it said something was east of Norway. I think it was something that just was spelled similar.
Yeah, I could probably tell you in editing when I have more time to look through it. Here, go over there. You might get pummeled because two of your monsters are probably very under level, although they're probably still 30-ish. Yeah, they're about the same level. Although, your HP starting at level 33 is not great, but hey, if you're good late game, I guess we'll deal with it. You go over this way.
Okay, are they just sending out two to attack for now?
It looks like it.
Oh my gosh. Dinosaurs.
I guess I'll have you deal with that one. Who do you got? Oh, it's Armored Lizard, Baby Dragon, and... was it Urubi? Yeah, we've seen Urubi, so I assume it's probably that one. They probably wouldn't add another similar one. Yeah, that's fine. Armored Lizard versus Armored Lizard.
Urubi.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I don't know if that means anything or if it's an actual name of a creature, but that's just what it's called in this.
I have no idea.
So, a few notes. I did look, and I do believe there was a typo in that guide where it said, like, the northwest corner of the mountains north of Bazon or whatever.
Right, you mentioned it might have been or.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I believe it said or when it should have said of.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a typo in the actual guide or if I just wrote it down wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how it was written in the guide, so that was not my fault. It was theirs.
Ha.
Take that. I am absolved of this mistake. At least of the blame.
Thank goodness you can now sleep at night.
But as I have said, I do believe I've made that mistake myself before, just not in this case. This time it wasn't me. Another thing I did want to mention, in case I didn't before, you know how there was Dark Magician and Dark Magician 2?
Yeah.
There is no card in the card game called Dark Magician 2. That red Dark Magician, it is just called Dark Magician. I believe it's just, an alternate card art. And it probably came from a different source, like I don't think it was part of a booster pack or anything.
It's a shiny Dark Magician.
Kind of. I don't know if you made that joke already, but yeah, pretty much.
Huh.
It's like its own rare version of it.
Okay.
Here. You about to reach them? Yeah, it looks like it. There's another thing I wanted to mention, but we should actually save some time to go over it, I guess. So I guess we'll just go back to notes about the anime while we fight for the moment.
All right.
So I believe near the end of episode 7 of season 2 of the anime, the Rare Hunter has like 4 specific Exodia parts. Yeah, I have to actually look at it because I'm not sure what it was. I believe he had the left leg was one of the cards he had, but visually in the beginning of episode 8, what they show is that I don't think he has that one anymore. Yeah, instead he has the left arm, but then he says he needs the left arm, and then later he has the left leg again, maybe? Or at least, even if they don't show it, that's what he's supposed to have. So they messed it up.
I don't blame them. I'm getting messed up listening to this. Trying to keep track.
Yeah, okay, it looks like there's a duplicate group. Yeah, that doesn't mean it was like that in the original, because as I've mentioned before, the way the cards look in the anime is somewhat different based on the format in some way in the localized version. So they probably in editing had to replace each one individually, and they may have made that mistake doing that. Unless the original did have that mistake, in which case, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't fix the mistake in that case. Okay, they are kind of mauling him. You don't quite need red medicine, but whatever. Take it. At least they're not attacking Water Girl, because she does not have a lot of HP.
True.
Yeah, they're just going after the middle monster. Is it because he's the lead monster? Is it because he's got the most HP? Maybe because he's got the most attack? I don't know. Kill the armored lizard, please. Do not miss, or I will be very disappointed. Alright, thank you. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then there was the whole thing about Kaiba in his control center knowing that the Rare Hunter was using invisible ink because, quote-unquote, the satellite imaging was able to detect it. Okay.
That is some really good satellite imaging technology.
I guess so,
Google Maps is jealous.
Yeah. Can you zoom in that far, but then also, are you using something that would be able to detect the invisible ink? I guess, that part could be believable if it's, infrared sensor or something, I don't know. But
that I'm kind of
zooming to that extent.
Yeah.
On just, a satellite, I don't know. I guess...
He borrowed the Hubble space telescope.
Pointed it at the Earth, yeah. It's geez, Kaiba, you have some connections there.
I mean, he's able to organize this whole tournament in the drop of a hat, basically.
It sounded like he was already planning it.
True.
I just don't know how long. Okay, I was worried I would run out of moves before we killed him, but that worked.
Also, I like how everyone saw the Rare Hunter and they're like, oh, that's a Rare Hunter.
Did they?
Kind of, obviously Yugi had already encountered one, with Bandit Keith.
Yeah, so he recognized the cape.
But, Kaiba, even in the system, designated him as a Rare Hunter. And, the dude was just out in the open at, a cafe. He wasn't hiding or anything. Wait, I thought you were a criminal organization. Are you, so deep underground that like the police don't even know your existence, and you're just like a rumor in the Yu-Gi-Oh card community or the Duel Monsters community.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if a cop saw him, would they, you know, they have a warrant for him already or something? I don't know. Maybe they haven't witnessed him do a crime. Not sure how that would work, but yeah, I guess it sounds like they didn't really give him as a character a name, so he's just kind of called the Rare Hunter.
Yeah.
I think I saw somewhere that maybe in one of the games he appears in, he might be called the Seeker, but otherwise, you know, he doesn't really have an actual name, so everyone just calls him the Rare Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, they attacked her. Darn you. That's already a concerningly low amount of health. Oh boy.
That baby dragon has only 2 moves, and I used both of them on her.
Darn you. Yeah, that does not restore as much as I'd hope because it's only a percentage. Ah well, we'll live with it.
And so will he, apparently.
Darn you. Alright, kill him. Let's see. So, one thing I was actually thinking about during episode 8 was that, you know, the Exodia pieces are technically monster cards that you could summon. I forgot that he actually does do that.
Yeah, I was also thinking and was even about to type out, you know, he could defend himself using the duplicates, and they did just that. I was like, oh.
Hey, that's actually smart.
And then Yugi pulled out...
Chain Destruction?
Yeah. Which...
Yeah, you mentioned is an oddly, you know, specifically useful card in that moment. Which
yeah,
I agree.
How often does your opponent have something that, you know, you need to deal with in the fact that they have more than one copy?
And it specifically has to be a monster, I believe.
That has less than 2,000 attack.
Yeah, because I said I suspected maybe that would be a good choice to use against Kaiba, so maybe you already have it in his deck at that point. But then I looked up the actual card, and it said it has to be 2,000 attack or less.
Yeah, I looked it up as well. Like, when you use it, I was like, what? Hold on, I have to see this. What? There's no way he just, like, killed all the Exodia pieces. Or okay. No, it's just whatever. It's just all copies of that card.
Yeah. Well, I did not finish off this one. Probably because I had to heal, like, twice at least. It's fine. What was that base name again that I wanted to check shops at? I've already forgotten. Let's see. Biscos. What is this? Fozex or something? I can't check the other one yet.
Oh, that one city is Norvay. East of Norvay. That's the one that I read earlier that I thought it said east of Norway.
It is Norvay.
Spoilers for the next chapter. There's a town called Norvay, and you can go east of it.
Biscas. Sounds like biscuits. That's how I'll try to remember it. Stop getting frickin' mortally wounded, please. Let me scroll back down to the other notes.
The name kind of reminds me of, in Guilty Gear, there's a character called Bridget. But anyone can say a word that's close to it, and everyone already knows who it is. Like, basket, budget, biscuit, bridge.
I was thinking bridge.
It's funny. I think there's even, like, a piece of fan art of her wearing a bunch of tags that say, "Hello, my name is Bucket, Bridge, etc." Like, all over.
All of the names that sound similar, yes.
Yeah, one of those.
Forming a collection, I see. Alright, and then this one is... I believe I need to liberate this one to get a monster.
Alright.
Not that one, so this one? Yes, this one. And then this is probably where Rex is. Yeah, there he is. I think it has been a while since we've seen a new monster that we've never encountered. And if these are all going to be duplicates, yeah, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I could check what Rex has specifically, because he's not going to have Armored Lizard or Baby Dragon, because we already have them. I'm guessing he's going to have Urubi then. It would make sense. He's not going to have Cybersaurus though, because we got that one with Esperoba. He just started with it.
He can't have the red eyes, Black Dragon, because we got that.
He might have the Serpent Night Dragon.
Oh.
Because that is a card he had. And I don't believe we've gotten that from anything. Oh yeah, I found it very weird at the end of Season 2, Episode 8. Yugi has this weird combo thing that Summon Skull does with Alpha the Magnet Warrior that raises their combined attack by 200. And it felt like that was just some random thing that maybe they threw in so that he would finish it in like one move, maybe? Like, oh dang, their attack cumulatively is just under the 4,000 needed to end him in one move, or one turn. It's like, oh, let's throw in some, you know, some random, you know, combo buff thing just to push it over that edge.
I mean, it makes sense. It'd be kind of awkward if, you know, it was like, okay, you're not quite dead yet. Hold on, I need another turn to get that last 100. Probably would have kind of hurt the flow of the episode.
Yeah. I wonder if that is the way it is in the manga or not. Like, if they've changed it or if it was that way. But yeah.
I was just confused because normally when they showed a monster
normally
and had numbers, it was
attack above, defense below.
Yeah.
But no, it was attack of one, attack of the other, then plus 200 in a single box.
Yeah, so I was confused. I thought it was saying like Alpha, the Magnet Warrior, had 2,500 attack and 1,400 defense. And adding 200 attack boosts it up to 4,100. I was like, the math ain't mathin' here.
Hang on. Yeah, it was weird. Because they also, don't usually use the box in that specific way.
It'd be nice if, you know, there was, you know, ATK and DEF, you know, attack, defense.
Yeah, or in this case,
notifiers.
Yeah, maybe a label of the monster names. But nope, they don't. Oh. Oh, excuse me, folks. You're the Resistance Army, right? I'm pretty well known in these parts, and I don't like people coming here without asking me first.
Okay.
I thought he was just going to join us, but no.
What, did Brex Raptor ask?
I don't know. It'd be funny if I just pulled out Obelisk. It's like, oh, really?
Nuh-uh.
But yeah, this should be fine. I probably will vastly overpower them, but actually I should check their level. Because yeah, that thing where it boosts all the levels by 30 doesn't seem to apply to roaming monsters or anything. But, I mean, maybe it applied to you guys? Because you're near my level. Well, probably not near your level because you've been through Yugi's story.
Yeah.
Murder.
I don't know. Weren't there a few roaming monsters in Yugi's story that were like really high level?
Yeah, like level 99.
Like, yeah, like Summon Skull.
Yeah. I just don't know if it would be this close to our level. Normally it's either usually, you know, level 1 or level 99. It's usually not. I don't think it would be at our level unless they also got boosted.
Okay.
I was also thinking, the whole invisible ink thing, would it rub off easily enough that Yugi would just naturally notice it? Because if it rubs off that easily, they would probably rub off on each other, the cards.
Yeah.
So I think that's also kind of like BS plot convenience.
Yeah, kind of like the, it's kind of like what I said with my using different perfumes on each card to identify them.
Yeah, that would be even less viable because, yeah, they'd all just mix together. Like, even if the perfume itself didn't mix between cards, when they're all together in the deck, they're emitting scent too close to each other for you to probably notice. I mean,
I don't know what.
Unless they were like those things that are in like magazines or whatever, where you have to like scratch and sniff or whatever. But then you'd probably have to like put your nose up to the deck. Maybe then you'd specifically only smell the back of the top card. But that would be awkward if you just see Mai just constantly going to her deck to sniff it.
It's for good luck, I swear. No, I'm seeing into the cards with my mind. That's it.
This'll do it. Yeah, just be so dumb. Oh yeah, and then after the Rare Hunter was defeated, there was that, Merrick, who finally introduced himself properly,
yes.
And his name. I don't know if he said his name when he was possessing Keith or not, but he said his name this time. But then he also had the Rare Hunter do some weird moves where we actually separately had kind of the same thought. I wrote down random mind control ragdoll rave showcase. And then you wrote down like, I am now in control, makes him do a rave and a backflip.
Yeah.
So we had very similar thoughts about that.
Yeah, it wasn't really a backflip, I guess, but like, it
was certainly strange.
More of a corkscrew, really, which is even more impressive.
Girl, pretty impressive.
I know, right?
Well then, I guess I'll be helping you out. What better way to make up for my rude entrance, right? You just tell me what you want me to do, boss man.
All right.
Tiger X has joined your army?
Simple, straightforward. I like it.
Huh. I guess we only get him, though. Not the mountain warrior? Weird.
Yeah, no, you defeated the Tiger Axe. You killed the other two. They're dead.
Oops. Went a little too hard on them. Alright, Bones, go for this one. Pegasus. Oh, whoops, I went the wrong way for that one. Could have just gone down 1 instead of up frickin' 4. Or 5, I don't know. And then you follow them to this one because you have Constructor and Discount.
You want to have Weevil fight Rex Raptor?
I think maybe Weevil and Kaiba, because I don't know if Weevil will be able to do it alone because he's not over leveled.
Probably not, but at least check if there's like dialogue.
Yeah. And maybe I can do this before they start respawning. And maybe I can do it in one episode? I don't know. Is this going to take 7 or 6.5 minutes or something? I don't know. It might. Do you want to go a little overtime just to finish it?
If they don't start respawning, then sure.
Sounds good.
Otherwise, it may take a bit.
Yeah. Okay, and then I think the last note I had for that anime episode was that you said you felt somewhat betrayed by the fact that Joey let Yugi keep the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
A little bit, because for some reason, probably because it was really freaking cool, I distinctly remembered Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, like, from way before we even started any of this.
Yeah, so as a kid you probably saw the Joey Keith fight?
Yeah, probably.
Because, yeah, Joey doesn't actually have Metal Morph. I think he used a card to get it from Keith in that fight.
Yeah, I believe so.
And
so
yeah,
I kind of associated with Joey.
Yeah.
And kind of thought of them as, like, a pair. And in this game, he has it, which, only solidified that.
Although I guess now that does reopen the possibility of the Red Eyes Black Skull Dragon coming back. Because that required Summon Skull, which Yugi has. I don't know if it comes back or not. Although, that actually led me to another thought, which I believe I wrote down. You know how in the Paradox Labyrinth fight, there is the whole no-fly zone thing, the Red Eyes Black Skull Dragon can't move or whatever. I wonder if maybe that's not exactly what they meant. Maybe they just meant it couldn't fly over the walls, and maybe it would have needed to fly over the walls to reach the Gate Guardian in a single turn. So maybe it would have been allowed to walk through the labyrinth, but then it would have taken so many turns it would have been kind of pointless. Maybe that's what they actually meant, and maybe I just missed that.
Maybe. I'd have to rewatch the episode and listen to the exact wording.
Because maybe if the wording doesn't imply that, maybe that could be a localization error. But there was another thing. I realized that the Black Skull Dragon has more attack than the Labyrinth Wall has defense. It should have been able to just bust down the walls.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
I was like, wait a minute. Just frickin' break the wall. You can do that now. Because it's like 3,000 defense on the Labyrinth Wall, and it's like, I think it's 3,500-ish attack on the Black Skull Dragon. I forget exactly. Maybe it's like 3,200. It's somewhere up there. But it definitely should have been enough. Maybe Yugi and Joey just didn't think of that.
Would have been really funny, though. Just, oh, your whole gimmick is based off Labyrinth Wall, huh? Deletes Labyrinth Wall.
Yeah. Did we say how awkward it would have been if they just didn't draw Labyrinth Wall for like a really long time?
That might have been it, too. Because a lot of the anime's, plot relies on, oh, this character has a strategy, which means they
need this card.
Yeah, to work with. Like, Mai doesn't seem to have any monsters in her deck aside from the 3 Harpy Ladies, and maybe Harpy's pet dragon. That's like 4 monsters.
Yeah, I think later on, there's like separate cards for the 3 different Harpy Ladies. And I guess with those, you could technically have 3 of each, and thus have like 9 individual Harpy Ladies in your deck, which would be a significant portion, but for her, it's always so far been that one specific Harpy Lady, which would then be at most like 3 of those, right?
Was it? I could have sworn there was an episode where she had like different looking Harpy Ladies.
Yeah, but they're part of a single card called the Harpy Lady Sisters.
Okay.
And then I think later on, they made actual individual cards of each of those 3.
Okay.
I think it's a magic card called, like, Elegant Egotist that lets her bring out the Harpy Lady Sisters. But I think it's specifically that one card. I don't know if it can also alternatively be used to summon those 3 individual ones that came out later or not. I'm not sure.
That's kind of an interesting thing to think about. Like, how does that rule work?
Yeah, because there's also some weird thing I saw. I guess there's like it's not like a typing technically, but it's like a grouping of Archfiend cards that I guess in the future some cards like have buffs for or whatnot. And it says, I think like on later versions, or at least on the database, it says that Summoned Skull is always considered an Archfiend card. So I guess there's something to do with that later, probably.
And what is it normally considered? Dark?
It's a Dark Fiend, but then this Archfiend thing would be something that cards would probably say any card with the name including Archfiend. So then for Summoned Skull, it would say this is always considered an Archfiend, even though it's not technically in its name. So it's not actually part of its typing or attribute. It's like a separate thing that has to do with its name.
Okay.
So yeah, I haven't seen the rest of these Archfiend cards. I don't know if they come in the original series or not. I don't think so. So that might be a future thing.
All right. Where are we at? I have not really been paying attention to the game.
I think we just liberated the 2. Yeah, so I wanted to open up shop here. and get some items, and then finish off Rex. So we're at about 30 minutes in.
All right. Come on, guys. Hurry it up.
A little faster.
Mokuba. I know you're young and small and have short legs, but use them.
Get on with it. Alright, he had Constructor, so I can already do this. Alright. You have Mage Power. Spellcasters go Berserk.
I swear.
I don't...
Could you go to the buildings again real quick?
Sure, just let me get... I'll get one just because I don't have it, I don't think. We have Draconic Fury, though, but it's strange that it's similar, but it's an item and not a magic. Alright, equipment?
Okay. You know, for some reason it's because those ended in like 7s, and then the others ended in like 0s and 5s. And it was as you were switching through them, so I was wondering, wait, does Mokuba being the most recent person to go into the base remove the discount? But no.
It's probably just because they have different prices.
Yeah, it's just the timing was like, wait. Do you have to have, you know, the constructor in the most recent spot? But no. Hey. The Dino Squad is coming through.
Yeah, that sounded generic.
Nothing to say to your old rival?
Bleep you.
Get me a pack of cigarettes. Alright, the two-headed King Rex. That is his card. I don't know if we've seen it in the game yet or not. I've forgotten. But we have seen Megazowler and Urubi, of course.
What about in the anime?
In the anime? Sorry. In the anime, two-headed King Rex, yes, definitely. He might have used Megazowler. I remember him saying it. I don't know if he's used Urubi, though. But it is a dinosaur card. But yeah, no Serpent Night Dragon, unfortunately. Oh well, guess we'll have to wait till later to get that one.
Yep.
If it does come along with a Marshal, I wonder if it will come along with Seiya Ryu, because that's kind of a counterpart. Oh, you're guarding? Okay. Avoid.
Alright, I'll just hit you instead.
Yeah, I'm also thinking to some of the name changes that I've seen but don't understand. I think in the Japanese naming, there's like a diamond dragon, there's a emerald dragon, a sapphire dragon, there might even be a ruby one. But like they translated it weird. Like I think they just used the Japanese words for the diamond one. It's like Hyozan Ryu or something that might mean Diamond Dragon, I'm not sure. But then the other ones they just named like Luster Dragon and Luster Dragon 2. But then they still reference like Sapphire and Emerald in their card descriptions. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it seems like they just made more work for themselves, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like at some point that could be some content I could make just on its own. Going over early Yu-Gi-Oh cards that have weird translations and going over maybe why. Like I remember I mentioned the Chaos Shield that Panic used. There's a card that came out eventually called the Yellow Luster Shield that appears to be the same thing except tinted yellow. So why would they censor the word Chaos? And then later on they used the word Chaos. There's like the Magician of Black Chaos. Later on where they like, you know what, screw it. We can't just avoid this forever. I don't know. Why bother avoiding the word chaos in the first place?
What? Wait, what was the Dark Magician's attack?
Technically, in the localized version, it's just Dark Magic Attack. But originally, it was the Black Magician and the Black Magic Attack, which, you know, could be associated with, you know, other black magic stuff.
I was just thinking, was it like Chaos Spear? But no, I might be thinking of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I think you are.
I don't know why.
I remember I think in Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, he could, like, make a finger gun and charge it up, and that was his Chaos Spear, I think. And it, like, shot out a red beam or something. Yeah, I specifically remember him, like, saying, Chaos, as you charge up, and then when he releases, he's like, Spear! I wonder if that's, like, during the true ending fight. Okay, everyone's out of moves, but you lose.
Ooh. Weevil got another move.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Show your moves. Oh, I'll show them all right.
You two losers are you're wasting too much time. I'm going to end this.
What do you mean you're gonna end this? You don't even have your blue eyes. You wimp. I won't even need my third monster to defeat you.
Anyway.
As I was saying, this is taking too long.
Wait, hold on.
Now hang on a second, we can talk about
We
this.
can talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah, you get your turns first, I get it. What level are you now? 61. Jeez, 9,000 HP, 9,000 attack and defense. Oh boy. Yeah, do a special. Hit them both at once.
Slap.
Oh. That was a freaking crit on the one that was at low health.
Why would you wait? He's actually just accepting it.
I was like, wait, we can talk about this. See, I'm waiting. Now you wait too. And let's talk. No. Win.
Win. Me when I win.
I think Mechamaster also said that actually it is a bad idea to have poison get the finishing blow on an enemy because then nothing gets experience for it.
Huh.
Which is interesting, but still useful overall. Just don't let it get the final hit.
Darn, it didn't even faze him.
You call that an attack? Why don't you just admit defeat and save yourself a beating?
You mean the one you just gave me? Ugh. All right. We're probably fighting for the same thing anyway.
Where have I heard that before? Exactly. Try to keep up and stay out of my way.
They're all actually fighting for completely separate things. They're just working together just cuz.
Sever the supply line. So, Mechamaster mentioned there is something very specific I need to do in this mission, and I believe I have the plan down. It will take some quick doing and whatnot, but hopefully it will make it work, but that'll be next episode.
Yep.
Ugh. Stronger than ever before, Kaiba decides to deal the Empire a blow by attacking an important base in the north. Kaiba sets his sights on Fort Runin Zamud, a critical base connecting the Northern Army and the main Imperial forces. By taking this fort, Kaiba plans to cut off the Northern Army from the capital and destroy them completely. But he has to act quickly. If the battle drags on, reinforcements from the capital will arrive. Alright, and I have enough spaces to bring you to. Do you have anything particularly special? Wasteland and Field Adepts, and that's about it. I imagine you're going to be good enough to bring. Maybe you...
Dino Impact. Dino Flame. Dino Nuggies.
Yeah, they all have decent HP, at the very least. But yeah, you probably are going to be good enough, I assume. Alright, I'll worry about equipping items and all that next time. So we should be good. So we will end this here for now, and we will continue this next time.
So, dear viewers, a goodbye. For now.
Goodbye.